Hold on just a minute. Stop whatever you're doing and listen close, because this ain't no accident you stumbled on this message, no sir. There's a reason you're right here right now, and that reason's got a name that holds a fiery sword. Michael the Archangel himself is speaking, and he ain't whispering no more. He's shouting loud and clear from the throne room of the Most High, speaking straight to your soul. You've been explaining yourself too long. You've been dimming your light, trying to squeeze into places that just weren't made for your kind of shine. You've been putting out the fire that was set inside your heart before you even drew your first breath, all for folks who never once stopped to feel the weight you're carrying. Michael says enough's enough. The time for explaining yourself is over. You were never meant to make yourself small just so others could feel comfortable in their own mediocrity. You're part of his army, chosen before this world's foundation was laid. That mark on your forehead, it ain't something you earned by your own hand. It was placed there by the Almighty himself, and no human opinion has the power to take it off. Now, I need you to grasp this deep in your bones. The very fact you're hearing this right now ain't no coincidence or entertainment. This is a divine interruption in the middle of your ordinary day. Heaven saw you once again trying to prove your worth to someone who's already made up their mind about you. Heaven saw you rehearsing those conversations in your head, trying to find just the right words to make them see your heart. And heaven said, no more. Michael's drawn his sword, standing firm between you and the next apology you were fixing to offer to someone who don't deserve it. You know who I'm talking about. You don't need me to say their name, because their face just flashed across your mind. The one who made you feel like you had to justify your tears. The one who saw you break down and, instead of reaching out, just crossed their arms and called you dramatic. The one who got your loyalty day in and day out, but paid you back with silence, distance, and cold indifference. You let them into the most sacred parts of your heart, and they stomped through with muddy shoes, never once looking back at the mess they left behind. You've been carrying a wound no one else can see. It sits right in the center of your chest and throbs every time you remember pouring yourself out and getting nothing back. You remember the nights when sleep wouldn't come, because your mind kept replaying every word, trying to figure out where you went wrong. You remember waking up heavy, with a weight that no doctor can explain, because the burden you carry ain't physical, it's spiritual. It's the weight of years trying to earn a love that should have been given freely. You're tired, not because your body's weak, but because your spirit's been fighting a war your eyes can't see. You've been battling rejection, betrayal, manipulation, abandonment, all while showing up for everybody else with a smile on your face. You've been the strong one, the reliable one, the glue holding everything together while you've fallen apart inside. And the cruelest part? The very folks you sacrificed for are the ones calling you selfish when you finally set a boundary. They call you cold when you stop giving them unlimited access to your energy. They say you're prideful when you stand up and say, I deserve better than this. But Michael says their words ain't the final say. Their opinions ain't prophecy. Their rejection don't define your worth. It only shows they can't handle the light burning bright inside you. Now listen close to what's going on in a realm your eyes can't see. There's a battle raging over your destiny, and you're winning. I know it don't feel that way. I know it feels like you're losing, because what you see around you backs up every fear and doubt. But the spiritual world don't play by the same clock as the physical one. What looks like delay is really divine arranging. What feels like abandonment is actually divine protecting. God's removing folks from your life not to punish, but to shield you. Every person who walked away wasn't a loss. They were an extraction. Heaven reached down and pulled them out because their presence in your next chapter would have spoiled the blessing being prepared for you. Michael's been fighting battles for you that you don't even know about. While you slept, he guarded your home's gates. While you cried, he sent angels to block the enemy's plans. While you wondered if God even hears your prayers, he took your tears before the throne as proof you're faithful even in pain. Heaven's armies have been mobilized for you. Assignments are getting cancelled in the spirit right now. Curses spoken over your bloodline are breaking at this very moment. Chains forged generations ago are shattering by the same sword that cast the fallen from paradise. Don't be fooled by the quiet. That silence ain't God's absence, it's the calm before the most powerful intervention you've ever seen. And here's what the enemy don't want you to know. The truth kept from you so you wouldn't change everything. You ain't just a believer. You ain't just going through faith's motions, hoping for something good to come. You're a carrier of sacred fire. You come from a spiritual bloodline stretching back to the original warriors of light. Michael says you're part of his army, and that ain't no metaphor. That's a military rank in heaven's courts. Your name's got a rank, and your life's got a mission. The reason you've faced so much opposition is because the enemy knows what you're about to become. The attacks weren't random. The betrayals weren't accidents. Everything designed to break you was a strategic move to keep you from stepping into your full calling. But here's the part that'll set your soul on fire. They failed. Every attack missed, every curse bounced back, every trap was torn down before you even got close. You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. And the very fact you're hearing this right now proves the enemy couldn't finish the job. You survived what was meant to end you. And you didn't just survive, you came through with your faith solid as a rock. That alone makes you dangerous in the spirit world. That alone makes the darkness tremble, because they know a person who's been through fire and still believes can't be stopped. Now I gotta share something heavy with you, and I ask you to take it serious. A lot of folks hear words like these and feel a quick spark, but that fire fades, because there ain't nothing to keep it burning. That's exactly why the digital book called The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel was written. Now listen here. This ain't some casual read. This right here is a sacred roadmap made to help you call forth the 7 mighty swords of protection and breakthrough that Michael himself wields for the chosen ones. Inside this guide, you're going to learn how to break those generational curses that have been running through your family line for decades. You'll find out how to seal up your blessings, so what God's given you can't be snatched away by the enemy. And you'll learn how to wake up that specific calling inside you that's been laying quiet, just waiting on this very season to rise up. Now, the link to grab this digital book is sitting right at the top of the comments section, pinned first. I gotta be real with you. Folks have tried to hush this message, trying to silence it, because the truths inside go against those comfy stories that keep folks sleeping spiritually. But you ain't asleep no more. You're waking up, and this guide is meant to be right there in your hands as that happens. If this strikes a chord deep in your spirit right now, I want you to type in the comments, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." That declaration alone is an act of faith that echoes in the courts of heaven. Now listen close, because the revelation runs deeper than you might have reckoned. Michael ain't just standing guard over you. He's repositioning you. There's a big difference between protection and promotion. And y'all are stepping into the season of promotion. Everything that's been stolen from you is getting tallied up in heaven's ledger. Every chance that was snatched by someone unworthy is being sent back to the one rightful owner. That's you. The folks who pushed you back in line are fixing to watch, stunned silent, as the hand of God pulls you to the front. Not because of who you know, not because of slick moves or human plans, but because the Most High done spoke your name in the assembly of the holy ones. And when your name's called there, every door in creation's got to swing open. Doors that have been locked tight for years. They're about to fly open so fast you won't even have time to catch your breath before the next one swings wide. Hear me now. Those doors opening ain't the same ones that shut before. Those old doors belong to an old season. The doors about to open? They lead to a whole new dimension of blessings you ain't never seen before. You ain't going back to where you were. You're heading somewhere new. The blessings coming are so mighty. Your current way of thinking can't even hold the picture of it. That's why God's been stretching you. That's why the trials have been so heavy. He's making room in your heart and soul to hold all he's about to pour out. Take a minute and think on every soul that told you it was over. Every voice that said you'd never bounce back. Every shadow whisper that said your best days were behind you. Now, gather all those voices up and lay them down at Michael's feet, because he's about to hush every single one, not with words but with results. The greatest revenge in God's kingdom ain't anger, it's elevation. It's rising so high that the folks who wrote you off can't even see you no more because you've gone beyond their sight. And that rise, it's happening right now. This ain't some far-off promise that needs more waiting. This is a right-now-in-the-moment shift. You might not see it with your natural eyes yet, but your spirit knows it's true. That's why your heart's pounding faster. That's why tears might be welling up even when ain't nothing sad been said. Your spirit's catching the frequency of truth, and that truth is shaking loose all that don't belong in your new season. Your health, it's on the mend. I say this with the authority that comes straight from the throne room, not just hopeful human wishing. Whatever's been attacking your body is getting found out and burned up by the healing fire of the Most High. Those symptoms doctors couldn't explain, they're gonna vanish without a medical reason because their roots weren't physical. They were spiritual attacks showing up in your body. When the root is destroyed, the symptoms gotta go. Your sleep's changing too, the nightmares ending. The restless nights turning into deep, supernatural rest, where your spirit gets downloads, strategies, and guidance for the road ahead. You're going to wake up with a clarity you ain't felt in years. Ideas going to flood your mind. Answers to problems that have haunted you for months will pop up like they've always been there, just waiting on you to see them. And your finances. Oh, honey, they're about to shift in a way that don't line up with any natural expectations. The drought is over. The scrapping just to get by season is done. Provisions coming from places you can't even imagine right now. Money that was blocked? It's getting unblocked. Opportunities for increase are being sent to your spirit before you even see them in the flesh. Folks who owe you. An invisible hand's going to move them to settle those debts they thought you forgot about. Business ideas sitting in your heart? They're about to get supernatural funding and favor. Contracts are being prepared with your name on them, and the people bringing those contracts don't even know they're instruments of divine provision. This ain't wishful thinking. This is prophetic wisdom straight from heaven's war room. And I gotta say it again, that sacred resource made for this very hour, that digital book, The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, ain't just a bunch of theories or fancy spiritual talk. It's a tactical manual for these times we're living in. Each of those 7 swords stands for a specific kind of spiritual authority. Most folks never learn to wield, because no one showed them how. The first sword breaks inherited chains. The second seals up God's provision, so what you get stays with you. The third sword turns on discernment so you can spot those wolves wearing friendly faces. And there's 4 more swords, each one more powerful than the last. This guide was written under a heavy anointing, and folks who've put these principles to work are already seeing real changes right quick. The link's in the very first pinned comment at the top. Go on and get it now while that fire's burning in your chest, because the enemy's main trick is to slow you down. He'll tell you to wait, come back tomorrow, no rush. But Michael says the rush is real, because that window of activation don't stay open forever. Type in the comments, I am chosen and I will download the digital book, and watch what starts moving in your life in the next 7 days. Now I want to speak straight to that hurt you've been carrying, the one nobody else has talked about. You've been burdened with guilt for protecting yourself. Somebody made you believe that setting boundaries was being cruel, not just surviving. They twisted the word and told you being good means letting everybody drain your time, your energy, your emotions without limit. But Michael's fixing to set that straight right now. Even in heaven there are gates. Even the holy city's got walls. Even the throne room has guardians who decide who gets in and who don't. Now if even heaven itself's got limits, then who told you it's wrong to have your own? Them folks hollering at you for saying no, they're the same ones who never once said thank you when you said yes. They didn't value your kindness, they just took advantage of it. And the minute you stopped being their easy mark, they painted you as the bad guy in a story where you were always the one getting hurt. But Michael, well, he's rewriting that story today. You ain't the villain. You're the warrior who finally put on the armor made just for you. You're the soldier who picked up that sword sitting right there by your bed since the day you were born. And now that you're geared up, the whole game's changed. Them folks who used to try to scare you with their words, they're gonna feel that shift in your energy, and they won't know why they get all jittery around you. It's 'cause they're sensing that angelic guard standing watch around you. The air's changed, and their darkness just can't stand your light no more. Now I want to talk about the relationships heading your way. Not the ones that left, but the ones coming. 'Cause God ain't gonna leave you out here all alone in this new season. He's sending you covenant connections, folks who've walked through their own fires, who understand the language of your scars. These ain't people who'll ask you to explain yourself. They'll just look at you and know. They see the mark on your forehead 'cause they bear the same mark. They're part of the same army, fighting their own battles in their own fields, and now the commander of the host is bringing the troops together. You're fixing to feel a fellowship so strong, it'll make every past relationship look like a shadow. These new bonds won't drain you, they'll fuel you. They won't compete with you, they'll complete you. And the beautiful irony? These divine friendships show up right when you stop chasing the ones that left. Let them go. Drop that rope. Don't hold on when God's telling you it's time to let it fall. When your hands are empty, heaven's going to fill them with something so precious you'll weep with gratitude, wondering why you clung to the old for so long. Your children, they're covered. Whether you got little ones or grown sons and daughters, hear this. The covenant blessing don't stop with you. It flows down through your family line like a river of fire, purifying everything it touches. The struggles your kiddos face, they're tied to the same battle that's been fought over your life. When your breakthrough comes, theirs follows right behind it. Michael's assigned special guardians over your household. Every family member's watched over with a kind of care that'd bring you to your knees if you could see it. The enemy's plans to use your children against your faith, exposed and torn down. What you've been praying quietly is getting answered, and you'll see it soon. Don't stop praying. Don't stop speaking life over your family. Your words ain't falling on deaf ears. They're being counted, and when that cup's full, the answer's going to overflow through every part of your life and kin. Now I gotta pause and tell you how mighty important what's being offered right now is. The digital book, The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, holds prayers and declarations made to line up exactly with the spiritual battles that Michael himself fights. These ain't your run-of-the-mill prayers you find anywhere. These are sharp, focused weapons made for the fight you're in. There's a whole chapter on breaking financial curses that have kept folks stuck in poverty and debt for generations. Another part teaches you how to spot folks in your life who are under demonic assignments trying to distract you from your purpose. There's even a plan for spiritual cleansing of your home and workplace that's way beyond anything you've seen. This guide's priced as an act of faith, not business, because the goal is to get this weapon in as many hands as possible. The link's pinned at the top of the comments. First one there. Go on, write "I am chosen" in the comments and download that book, because saying those words is a covenant act, a heavenly contract saying you're ready for battle and victory. Now take this in as I seal this word over you. The season you're leaving behind? It wasn't wasted. I know it felt like years thrown in a fire, but that fire didn't burn you up. It refined you. The person standing on the other side ain't the same one who walked in. You're stronger, wiser, sharper now. You see through masks that once fooled you. You hear lies that used to sound like truth. Your spiritual senses have been honed sharp as a razor, and that sharpening only comes from friction and pressure. Every tear you shed was noted. Every whispered prayer in desperation was heard. Every time you chose faith over fear, it was recorded in heaven's books. And soon, those words will be read aloud before the angels, proof you're ready for what's next. Michael stands before you right now, sword drawn, but that fire on his blade ain't for destruction, it's for consecration. He's marking you for this new season, burning away the last bits of shame, doubt, and feeling unworthy. He's sealing up wounds that have been bleeding too long, and when he's done, you'll stand taller than you have in years. Your voice will carry weight and authority. When you walk into a room, the air itself will change before you say a word, 'cause the anointing on your life ain't asleep no more. It's fired up and radiating out like heat from a furnace. Now listen close. Stop explaining yourself. That's a direct order from the commander of the heavenly host. Stop trying to justify yourself to folks who've already made up their minds not to understand you. Stop defending your character to people dead set on misrepresenting you. Stop shrinking your calling just to fit into conversations with folks threatened by your potential. You don't owe nobody an explanation for the light God put inside you. You didn't create it, didn't earn it. It was placed there by the creator of the stars, and he's the only one who has the right to question how it shines. From here on out, you walk with heaven's authority. You speak backed by the armies of the Most High. You move under Michael's protection, and no weapon formed against you will ever succeed. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Now place your hand over your heart and feel that beating. That ain't just biology, it's a war drum. The rhythm of heaven pumping through your veins, declaring with every thump that you're alive, you're chosen, and you're a force to be reckoned with against every dark power set to stop you. Your heartbeat's a weapon. Your breath's a declaration. Your very existence is a threat to the enemy's kingdom. That's why they tried so hard to make you quit. But you didn't quit. Now the tables are turning.